It's me, Shadow. This video is going to be really short. It's just there's no theories today. It's just want to share my opinion about what after watching Kamen Rider Zetzs episode 22. And I'm sorry for the noise you might hear in the background. I have family over currently. Um, I have to say that I love. First of all, I want to say that episode 22. I'm actually really, really happy because in episode 22 something happened that I didn't think would. Baku lost his shit. He lost his shit. Like it wasn't like a complete like berserker form, but honestly, it was something that that I actually did like. Now the death of Agent 6 and 5, or I'm not sure if that's confirmed yet, but I'm going to assume that they're dead, right? I'm going to assume that currently that they're dead. And they may change it later, but I'm going to assume that they're currently dead. Nox killed both Agent 6 and 5, and then Baku just lost his lost all their dead bodies, and he just lost his shit. And Baku literally just lost his shit. Um, uh, but I'm really surprised that they did. Now, I'm not surprised that they killed off I'm not surprised that they killed off a writer. I think something like that has to like if for Baku to actually face himself, he has to be pushed into a corner, and I feel like the only way to do that is if they have to kill off an agent. What surprised me is that they killed off both 5 and 6. I had a feeling they were going to kill off one, right, to cause the power up, but uh, it is really surprising, to be honest, that they killed off both riders. Personally, what I was thinking was going to happen, well, they'll kill off one of the riders. I assumed they were going to kill off 5 because he's the big reckless guy, you know. So I thought he was going to recklessly go after Nox. He gets his butt handed to him and he gets killed, right? And then uh, Baku loses his shit like he did in this episode, and then he gets he unlocks Castrum, which I say is amazing. But I feel like Castrum is a little too bulky. I'm thinking I have a feeling that the bulky form of Castrum is not not the true final form. I have a feeling that like uh like well actually maybe like well it could be two forms. I think one Castrum can change because Cast when he fought the to unlock the power he had to fight a shadow that was I think he had to fight his nightmare, like his nightmare I think, and I'm assuming it's not his nightmare, or at least the power that gives him the power that gives him Zets, right? And he fuses with the red one, but I have a feeling that either two things are going to happen. One, he is going to eventually snap out of the rage, and then he's going to, I guess, fully master the Form now, if I can only imagine two things happening. One, his form changes, right? Like he gets skinnier, so he gets skinnier. So instead of going full power, he has speed, he has um, power, and he can change it at will. So he can change his stats at will. So if he wants power, he just like basically what I'm hoping for is that he can change his form based on his will. Well, so in this form, he's not restricted by customs by capsules, right? So if he wants to use barrier, he can just use it, right? And use it. That's the first one. So it's the first one. The second one I'm kind of hoping for is that Castrum when he's not a berserker anymore, and he's able to master power completely, he's able to like combine Castrum with any one of his capsules. So he can like barrier. You can be like Castrum barrier form, power form. So like he's bulky right now because he's in power form, right? But maybe but he can change like barrier or um, you know, that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Um, Now, according to the previews, it is confirmed uh, that Nem is the creator of Nightmares, but um, There is a kind of a theory I have, but I'm not sure if I want to share it because I don't. Because it sounds completely stupid, but I actually have this theory that that I'll share it anyway. I have a theory that the mind control chick. Um, at first, I thought at the beginning of the show, I thought her objective would be Nem, but I don't think that's the case now. I think her objectives are is actually two people. Nem is one of them, but I think Baku is the other, and I think that Baku and Nem are connected on a very deep and and a deep and like fate on a level that which I actually think is fate, between Baku and Nem. And like I said, this is gonna sound stupid because there's literally no theory to back it up, but this is just base. Is that when Baku goes into his dream, right? He sees the baby version of him, but when you look up around, there's no gravity, and the sun, and then not sun, the moon is red, right? Like it's in a dream. Now, the thing where I find this highly suspicious because um, as a baby, remember he's a baby, so his mind should not be developed enough for him to even be able to conjure up anything, right? So, so, so this is a a um, a theme. Oh, not no, well, not a theme, but like a theory that I think Baku is actually a nightmare, a physical a nightmare created by Nem, by Nem. Like I said, Baku. I'm not sure. I mean, he has a sister and stuff, but uh, has a sister. So it makes absolutely sense. But I actually think that because right, it's created by Nem, and I think that Baku is actually the very first nightmare, right? That Nem has uh, Nem has created. Like I think that I really think that I think that what I this is what I think happened essentially is that Nem during the I think that the brainwashing girl combined with Nem did experiments to create um, the nightmares, and during this time, I believe that a prototype nightmare. So it wasn't like a complete nightmare. It wasn't strong enough to like invade people's minds or anything. But it was a life form that was created through Nem's. Or how I don't know how she made Nem to create the nightmares, but she did, right? But she did. But maybe like during the early stages when she was first like experimenting with Nem, one of them got away. Like during the creation, one of them got away somehow, and during that process, the Baku nightmare took was able I don't know some was able to somehow take on a human form, and then it found a way to enter the real world, and then maybe like Baku's parents found him and adopted him, and then adopted him, and then and then his parents realized that something was that adopted him, and then kept that and then maybe during raising Baku, they realized that he may or may not be human at some point. So they decided that for his own mental health, decided to not tell Baku or his sister, right? And then later, because no, I know he's just older, right? So maybe no, that wouldn't work then. No, I don't know, something on that line. I think that he came to reality, and then before he lost his parents, I believe that he did have parents at one time. The parents picked him up and raised them, and I think maybe at some points the parents realized that Baku wasn't human, but didn't tell his sister, but didn't tell the sister, and then that realization. At some point when they realized that Baku wasn't human, uh, I think they were executed by the brainwashing girl. I think the brainwashing girl, or like some type of nightmare, like some type of entity came in and wiped out his uh, parents, parents, and then they didn't, and because of that, the parents decided not to tell the sister, and the sister doesn't know that, and so then she raised Baku after the parents were I'm assuming axed, and then picked up and raised him, um, and I think at some point, I think in the story, I think she's going to figure out the truth, and then the sister's going to have a mental dilemma between like you know, uh, like should I continue to support, you know, yeah, Baku is he human? Is he a nightmare? That kind of debate that the sister's probably going to have, and then she's gonna realize this nightmare or human doesn't matter. He's my brother, and then he's gonna side with him. I'm assuming, right? Right? Because that's the only thing I can think of. Because like, and because he's the proto nightmare, I guess maybe because of that he develops some type of protection against the mind. And the reason why the mind power doesn't and his brainwashing power doesn't work on him is because he's the prototype, and when he was created, he didn't have she was it was during the experimental phase, so she didn't have like complete control, and because of that, he when he broke free, he grew a type of resistance, and that's what it was, and that's what it was. But like I said, it's highly unlikely. But like I said to Sharon at the end, and I don't know what the trigger for her remembering is, but but I think because in the preview she wakes up from the bed, so the next episode Nem does wake up. So I'm hoping the answers will be revealed in the next episode when Nem wakes up. I don't know what the trigger is, but I have a feeling it's something to do with Zet's nightmare. I think when Zet night when Zet when he was holding Nem hostage, I'm assuming the battle and the explosion that occurred when they fused with the muscle capsule, whatever it's called, the power capsule. Maybe something around that awakened something in them where her memory is just unlocked. Because I'm pretty sure at some point, when the brainwashing girl, I think her name was Rye, right? Uh, After finishing their experiment, I'm pretty sure she sealed those memories away, just for probably something to do with convenience, right? But I still think that her objective at first was met was them, in terms of creating the nightmares, experimenting with her, and then now she let her wake up because I don't think she needs her anymore. Uh, More, and I think and then to complete the plan, I think she needs Zetzs Baku, and there is part of me that kind of thinks it's going to be something similar to so I can't see the feeling something they're going to do something they're going to pull a Gaim where Baku and Nam are like an Adam and Eve kind of thing, but like for nightmares or something. And you know, like I said, I'm not entirely sure, but that's the feeling I get. Uh, but I am still happy that Baku lost his shit because I really felt like because I felt like Baku was kind of too passive up till now. I really feel like he was really was way. I really felt like he was way too passive. I really feel him losing his shit and rampaging was I think it really was necessary to make him, I guess, grow and evolve. If that makes sense, right? Right? Because I really do feel like that would be necessary. At least for now, I really do think it would be. I do really think it was necessary for personal growth. Um, Part of me is hoping that 6 and 5 will be revived, Like after he masters the power up, he I don't know he MacGuffins some type of capsule and then revives them. I'm kind of hoping for that, right? But I know it's highly unlikely. Uh, but I am kind of hoping for it. Uh, because I feel like because the cop girl's best friends was six. No, yeah, six is best friends with the cop girl. I was kind of hoping that he would be able to revive her and and um, and kind of that way he's able to like give her closure, I guess, in a sense, like right, he'll revive her, and then she'll like go up, and then after reviving her for able to revive her some way, and then then the cocker will go up and slap her, and like, hey, we're friends, and we're gonna, and in the few, we're friends, if you need help, just call me up. I'll do what I can to help you, right? And then pull out the friendship line, like, you're not alone, and I'm here, I'm your friend. I if you need someone to talk to, if you need someone to, need someone to help you fight the battles. I may not have a driver, but I'll do my best to help you, right? You don't have to do this shit alone, right? And then the partner is kind of like trying to find Knox, and maybe like at some point try to convince him to give up the revenge, and like, hey, like the guy that you're not, the guy I know, right, is not this evil, manipulative, revenge person. The Knox I know was a kind man that generally wanted to help people, who generally wanted to help people, and you can, or something like that, and then eventually, because I do think that Knox is going to betray the brainwashing girl. I mean, it's in the preview, right? It's in the preview. He's hanging out with Baku and the guy. So he's going to betray, right? He's definitely going to betray. And I really feel that the betrayal. At first, I thought Baku was going to be the key to that betrayal, but I mean, for the betrayal to convince him to betray the brainwashing girl. But no, I don't think so. Now I think it's going to be the cop, right? The cop. I think the cop is going. I think he's going to eventually track down Baku, and he's going to, I think he's going to fight Knox, or in someone, like hand to hand, kind of like no belt kind of fight. I'm kind of hoping for that. And then so they're slugging each other, and they're like sharing their hearts and stuff. I really feel like that's what I'm kind of hoping for. Like, I'm kind of like a man to man, like, partner to ex partner, man to man, fisticuffs, punching each other, and like, uh, to and through this, man to man talk, they free Knox from his revenge, and to give it up and be like, you know, F code, F all that shit, F shit. We should be, you are a former cop. We should be helping the people. We should, we should be fighting nightmares, not nightmares to protect the people. You're a former cop. This is something you should do. This is what we should be doing. We should be doing this together, right? Right. We should be protecting people, and not be blinded by this hatred, right? I really do feel like I'm really hoping for something like that, but who really knows? Cashmere does look freaking amazing, though. Now, I was hoping for like, now I think the driver did upgrade, but I'm still hoping that at some point, maybe as the final evolution, he gets upgraded to a lord. Baku gets upgraded to a lord, um, in some way. Anyway, it's 19 minutes. I think that's long enough. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.